no category for heart, leadership, Jimmy mind tomfoolery, like none of that works.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Let me take away with.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC UPenn's finest, and Chris Culture, CB Culture Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. Today, we'll be talking about the NFC East. This is our second to last division predictions. We will also be talking about the obscure NBA 2K ratings because that is just our favorite thing to do every single year. And then we actually got two games to finish off today's episode. We're going to be doing a Guess the NBA player. I got a player in mind. These two are going to figure it out. And then Danny has 5 quarterbacks, and me and Chris are going to blind rank them. But before all of that, if just real quick before we get into Summit's Plummets, Zeke is a Patriot, and he's going to be wearing number 15. You know, that was just
my favorite number.
Yeah, cool. Danny's favorite number growing up. But yeah, just quick news. You know, if you didn't see it, you probably see it by the time this comes out. But yeah,
and I'll kick off the Summits today.
Cool. That's the direction I was going.
It's officially Madden launch day. Madden comes out tonight, 8 p.m. Madden's a game that everyone loves. Everyone loves to play it every year. No matter if you like football or not, it's a game where you get a touchdown and you get thrown an interception. You want to throw your controller at the TV. You always blame the game. It's never your fault. So that's a thing. We love Madden. Madden loves us.
Madden doesn't love me back. Very one-sided relationship going on there. I couldn't disagree more with you. I hate that game. I haven't bought a Madden since Madden 20. I actually got Madden 21 for my birthday. I may or may not have bought that one because Lamar was on the cover. Like, maybe I would have, but I got it for my birthday anyway. That's my plummet. My plummet is these video games coming out every year. Stop making the same game and sending it my way. I'm not getting it until Microsoft like puts it up for like 80% off, and I get it for like $15. I'm sure I might as well buy it at that point. I ain't buying a $60 game and the same remake every year. That goes for 2K and Madden, which we'll get into later.
What they should do is release a game every 3 years and just keep releasing roster updates. And then the changes are going to be more large scale.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
And you know what it will do? If Madden does that and they say, well, we'll release a game in 2 years, they miss out on having to say 2 different Maddens called Madden 25.
Yeah, they messed up big time with that one. But Sarah, since I got a plummet, Danny had a summit. Chris, do you have one and or the other?
Plummet. And this is halfway a plummet on me. I was thirsty to watch USA play Slovenia because I thought Luka was playing, but I didn't realize he wasn't playing until the game's about to start. So I wasted 2.5 hours of my life watching USA and some randoms and Goran Dragic's brother, Zoran Dragic, which is one of the cooler names I've heard. So I got to watch that. That was kind of a plummet, though, because I thought Luke was going to play. And also a plummet on scheduling. Why is there back-to-back games and exhibition games? That makes no sense to me at all. No sense. That's my plummet right there. That makes no sense.
I don't know.
We complain about back-to-backs in NBA, but we're going to do it in exhibition games. Like what?
Exhibition FIBA matchups. What? Yes. Yeah, I got no clue.
Yeah, double plummet right there.
Yeah. So my summit of the day is that has nothing to do with sports, but me and Danny hit Costco, and that was fire.
A1.
Costco, they got the goods. Little free sample of a chicken bite, which made Danny end up getting the chicken bites. But
dude, those chicken bites are like Tyson chicken bites, but like on crack. Whatever hot, I gotta get whatever hot sauce they got. But those were. You get a little ranch.
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah, they were like that. Well, the summit of the summit was rounded it out with a chicken bake, but yeah,
chicken bite, chicken bake,
exactly.
Barbecue chicken, like Shaq says. Never know.
Barbecue chicken alert.
Oh, a plummet on me too. I didn't even realize Shohei was in town this week. I had no clue.
Oh man.
I had no
Oh.
clue. And Ranger tickets are very cheap. Well, compared to some other places, but Ranger tickets are pretty cheap. And I wish I would have known, because I would have kind of planned for. I'm looking on Game Time like before the episode, see if I can catch like a cheap one for like either tomorrow or next day or whenever they play again. I'm trying to go catch Shohei. I can't believe I was such a
You got
casual,
to.
you know.
He's in town for us the first week of classes for me, so
Yeah.
might kick
Are we
off the
skipping
kick off the
classes?
school year.
Are
No, we don't gotta
skip
skip.
Shohei?
No, I don't gotta skip class. I can work around it.
Make
I'll be
things
able to,
work,
because it's
for sure.
because it's at night. Don't give me a reason to skip class.
Make it work for show for
this-
Shohei.
Speaking of Shohei, my little cousin, he's like 5-6 years old. He brought his iPad to dinner last night. They're celebrating my cousin's 22nd birthday.
Mhm.
And he said, "Look at my background. It's Shohei Ohtani. He's my favorite player." I was like, "That's fire." He's like 6 years old.
Nice,
Yeah, that's hella cool.
cause he's the best ever. TBE.
Honestly.
Danny, we need a plummet out of you before we can move on. Or a double summit. Hey, I'll never complain about a double summit. Double summits are encouraged here.
Yeah, please do double summits, Danny, because I had double plumbing, so I'm a loser. So please do.
Oh, a double summit. I moved into my college apartment senior year on this Sunday, and I got a full-time job offer. So that's a triple summit.
That's crazy. Danny is a winner.
W.
Danny's a complete winner. He's gonna be making 6 figures out the gate. It's gonna be crazy. But
It's crazy.
yeah, well, basically are. But
I'm not
We'll
an
move on.
NFL player. You don't got to report my salary to the league.
well, speaking of NFL players, let's crack into them. So the Philadelphia Eagles over underline 11.5, which me and Danny, I actually talked. I was like, that's low. But he was like, you can't just like if they set the line to 12.5, it's like you can't just expect them to win 13 games. I'm like, oh well, I can, because I do think they're going to go 13-4. My 4 losses, I have them losing to Kansas City. I have them losing to the Niners at home in a very tough game. And I'll say the Cowboys in Dallas, because I don't remember the last time they won there, to be quite honest. It probably wasn't that long ago, but I can't think of it. So those are the 3 main losses. And week 18, they'll probably lose because they'll have the conference wrapped up and everything. That's just me. Obviously, take what I say with a grain of salt. I see the Eagles through a different lens. But mainly about the Eagles. If there is any doubt about this team, there's none. Have full Super Bowl expectations going for this team next year. Honestly, anything short of winning a Super Bowl should be a disappointment. You were there last year. You have another year under the same system. I know it's a different offensive coordinator. It's the same system. A better defensive coordinator with upgrades on the defensive line. Yes, I said upgrades on the defensive line, despite losing 10-sack Javon Hargrave. Because I think Jordan Davis is a much better run supporter. I also think the combination of Davis and Carter is better than one Javon Hargrave. But again, I could just be talking out my butt, so I probably won't try to speak too much on this segment. I'm going to roll it over to Danny, because he's a Steelers fan. So, Danny, for like 2 minutes or so, talk about your PA brother.
So I'm a Steelers fan, but I watch a lot of Eagles football just being in Philly. So it gets critical. Jalen Hurts, my favorite player. You guys know this.
W.
Here's the thing. The Philadelphia Eagles, I think, have gotten better this offseason. But I think their record actually gets a little worse just because their schedule got that much harder this year. But they finished 14-3 last year.
Yes. They lost 2 games with Gardner Minshew as the starter, and then they lost that one with Jalen, where he only got to see 19 minutes of field action.
I think there's a little bit of growing pains with new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinators. But guess what? Talent is still talent. There's still talent on the O-line, still talent on the D-line. The corner room is still phenomenal. I think their safety additions have been phenomenal. Their linebacker play, as usual, is always suspect, but they live with it. Jalen Hurts, will he continue to be Jalen Hurts? Yes. They have the receivers. They have the tight end. They have running back room. My prediction is that they have 12 wins. I think they slip a few games up, but they still win the division. I think the Eagles at 12 wins is actually kind of like crazy to think about. Like, oh, wow, they're going to lose 5 times after being like 13-4. I think they will. I think it's really hard to, and this is coming from someone who said the Eagles wouldn't lose a game until Thanksgiving week last year when they played the Packers. Last year, I
No,
thought
I think it was no. Did you predict them to lose to the Packers?
I predicted the first loss come to the Packers. That's what I
Well,
predicted.
though that was our like preseason prediction. But going through the season, I don't think we physically picked them to lose once.
No.
I think the second Dallas game you might have. Because
I might
that
have,
was Minshew's
but
first start. But
I think the Eagles can almost clean sweep the division, but they run into a lot of teams like the Chiefs, the Niners, the Dolphins, the Bills,
the Jets, like
the
a
Jets.
lot of the teams.
But the Eagles never lost to the Jets, though. Like they've never ever, like in their whole history of the Eagles being since 1934 or whatever the hell they were, they've never lost to the Jets. So let's take that into account. If they lose first time, call it Aaron Rodgers. You lost to Aaron Rodgers, not the Jets.
So right before I swing it to Chris, I just want to mention something. With teams like the Chiefs and the Eagles, who are the clear-cut best teams in the NFL, and I'll maybe say like Niners, Bills to an extent maybe, but really just Eagles, Chiefs. When you look at their schedule, you can look at every single game on that schedule and be like, they're the better team. They could win that game, but you can't predict them to go 17-0. So you kind of have to see where they're going to slip up. But a team like the Eagles, me and my papa were talking about this. They played up to the good teams. They shot it out with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. During the season, Vikings, they hosted a home playoff game. They destroyed them. Giants got a playoff win. They destroyed them twice. But now you look at, they lost to the Commanders. They almost lost to the Colts. Like they almost lost to the Bears. I just want to know what are the Eagles going to do this year? Are they going to play towards their opponent, or are they just going to play their brand of ball and just dominate? Now, Chris, I'll swing it to you about the Eagles. Over under 11.5 wins, and say good things about Jalen Hurts now. That's a demand.
I think 12 wins is going to happen. It's hard for me to doubt them after just come to Super Bowl, and both of you guys said that they did get better, in my opinion. Like in some space where they need to get better, they got better. So it's hard for me to pick them anything under 12. I think 12 is an interesting line because also what you guys said, the teams have to play like that out of conference schedule is a little wonky. You could get some trip up games, some weird slip up games there. But I mean, I think what makes the Eagles as good as they are is how focused the quarterback is. I mean, quarterback lead teams, of course, but I think the focus that Jalen Hurts has and just like his aura it bleeds through the whole team. Like that's a real thing. So I feel like understanding how it's easy to fall off after a really good season, I think they're going to have that in mind. Nobody wants to be that team that just falls off. So I think they'll do that. And I think they'll be good. I have them back into at least the conference championship game at the very least. So 12 wins makes a lot of sense to me. So sounds good.
Yeah, if I had to write down any hot takes right now, not really a hot take. They should be favorites. The Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. Probably won't lose their first game until that game against the Chiefs because I predict some yips. But that is a primetime game that could get interesting in Arrowhead. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's already known. Doesn't have to be said, even though we did say it for about 6 minutes that the Eagles, they got better. The line is very good, as me and Danny and Chris discussed. The line's very good. It's a good, like, they got the schedule to hit this wins mark, but they also got the schedule to, like, they can prove themselves as well. Like, they can go out, beat the Bills, go beat the Chiefs, the Jets, Dolphins, Niners. Like, not saying they probably won't win all of those games, but, like, it gives them, not like last year going to the playoffs. I was like, oh, they ain't beat anybody good, which wasn't true. But nonetheless, it is time to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Dallas has, in my opinion, a low line. 9.5 seems really low for a perennial playoff team when Dak is healthy. I'm going to let Chris have it first because I know he has his feelings about Dak Prescott, but I feel like he also might have his feelings about this certain line. So, Chris, you can go first on your, I guess, hometown Cowboys.
Let's hear it from the Texas kid himself.
Yeah, my pseudo hometown Cowboys. And I do want to go on record with saying I do not like Dak Prescott as a quarterback. But I'll hate aside. He's not bad. I do hate on him, but it's mainly because of where I live now. They think he's John Elway and Troy Aikman put together. So I can't do that. I can't do that.
P.S. John Elway wasn't that good.
surprise.
No, Troy Aikman wasn't that good. John was
Neither-
like that.
Neither of them were that good.
And they think that he's the best one. So, but this is the thing, though. I do think the Cowboys have a pretty good team, though. I'm a big CeeDee Lamb fan too. I really like CeeDee Lamb a lot. I think he's a really good receiver.
Yes.
So I do hope, and I hope Tony Pollard does well, because especially when you're expected to, it's a lot of pressure on the guy, especially on the running back with all's been going on. So I hope he does well. I think this line is low too, though, Tony. I do. And the way that they play against certain teams, if the Cowboys could just channel that, like how they play your Eagles, if they can channel that, they'd probably be the best team in football. But it's just like you don't know which one you're going to get at all times. So it's a little wonky. Yeah. But I think 10 wins is definitely doable for them, even in a rough conference. I think it's doable. And I think out of all the hate that I do give Dak, I think this is his year to really, solidify himself back into that top 7 conversation. If he wants, if he can get back to that, I think this would be that time, because he has the ability to. With Zeke gone now, it's really going to be focused on what can Dak do. We know what Paul's going to do. We know what we expect from the defense, what we expect from Michael Parsons. But what is Dak going to do? I think this is his year to do so. So I think 10 wins is doable. I think they'll have a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Danny,
last time we've seen the Dallas Cowboys, Zeke Elliott was playing center.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the Cowboys were trying to do some tomfoolery and Jimmy Butler type playoff ball.
Caleb Martin things.
Yeah, they thought Zeke was Caleb Martin for a second.
So Danny, I just want to say real quick before you get into your spiel, I thought it was interesting that Chris said he liked Tony Pollard, but you told me something earlier about how you feel about Tony Pollard. I was hoping you would just go in on that as you go into your spill. Sorry, go ahead.
I think Tony Pollard is the Tevin Coleman to the Donta Foreman of that mix from the 2017 Super Bowl run for the Falcons. I think he will actually kind of just be average once you give him all the carries. Tony Pollard, he has that burst. He has that acceleration when they're not expecting the run, when they're not playing set 8 guys in the box. Pollard is good. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an average back. He's not top 10. He's not what Zeke was. Zeke was the Cowboys offense. He was give him the ball and let him eat. It literally had a saying, let Zeke eat, because he literally could just carry the offense at some points. And Eagles fans know he would turn into a different beast once they played the Eagles. I don't know if Pollard can do that, especially coming off his injury that he had. That said, I think the Cowboys brought in a hell of a great weapons. Brandon Cooks, Gallup can be the 3. They have really solid offense, and I actually, contrarian on you, I think Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback, and he gets really underrated at sometimes. I think Dallas Cowboys certainly win more than 9.5 games. I think they hit 11 games, and the Eagles take care of the division just barely.
Yeah, I like both the points you made. Chris said when the Cowboys can put it together, they can be the best team in football. And that's where I see the vision where all the analysts every single year, they buy into the Cowboys hype. Because, I get it. I really do. I've watched Dak Prescott throw for 1,000,000 yards and 5 touchdowns in a game before. I've also watched him be one of the worst quarterbacks I think I've ever seen.
Dude, they're like the Angels. They're like the Angels.
Yes,
they have some of the best players every year. You're like, how are you not winning?
You got the top 10 receiver. You got the top 10 quarterback. You got this good offensive line when healthy. You got good pieces on the defense with Micah Parsons and gonna sound like a casual. The safety they just locked up. They just I can't think of their safety right now, but he's really good. Y'all, I think Danny would know what I'm talking about. And then you have Diggs, of course, but they got all these.
Gilmore's there now too, right?
Stephon Gilmore's there.
He's old, but he's good.
I would say that's still one of the most fearsome cornerback duos in the league. Like Danny mentioned, Brandon Cooks, he's like 28, 29 years old. He's in the thick of his prime, in my opinion.
Go back to when Brandon Cooks was on the Saints.
Yeah, but he was a baller. He was a baller on the Saints. But he's a baller everywhere. He is a baller. The Archer. Yeah, he's a baller. So, like you guys said, I'm going over
the Archer, but not Dre.
Not Madden mobile legend Dre Archer, but Dre Archer. But yeah, I agree with you guys. 9.5, borderline feels disrespectful. This is a perennial playoff team. They got better. This is Dak's, time. I need to play MVP level football. I think he'll be able to do it. But yeah, we all kind of as much as we kind of don't like the Cowboys. this is disrespect. We know disrespect when we see it. Go ahead, Danny.
Let me tell you this: the Cowboys only are set a win higher than the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is disrespectful, man. The Steelers didn't make the playoffs, and the Cowboys were a couple snaps away from beating the Niners and playing the Eagles in the conference championship. Get on some like respectful level, because the Cowboys didn't lose anybody important.
Yeah, no. And here's the thing. One, they just locked up Zach Martin a couple hours ago from this recording. And two, here's the thing. The Steelers and Cowboys could both end up with like 10, 11 wins. But it's the purpose of the hype going into next season.
It's the preseason hype. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just because if you don't think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, that doesn't matter. They're getting double-digit wins if Dak's healthy. Their team got better. This team's going to the playoffs.
They went 4-0 for rush. Like Dak might not have to be healthy.
Week 18, they were capable of getting the 1 seed with an Eagles loss, Niners loss, and their win, which actually none of those happened. But still, like that shows how much they are in the thick of the top of the NFC. And they went toe-to-toe with the 49ers. With like, and obviously no one will know. Like the 49ers just weren't healthy against the Eagles. So like that game, not to say I think the Eagles would have still won, but yeah. We all feel the same way. Y'all got any more comments about the Cowboys before we move on?
Now let's move on to a team that's actually underrated. Or unless we're not doing that team right now.
No. We're going to do that team last. We're going to talk about a team that employs Daniel Jones at quarterback. So the New York Giants line is set at 7.5. You could go over and they could have a losing record, which again, it kind of feels a little disrespectful to me. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. I saw how he was able to take care of the ball last season. I think Brian Dable deserves a lot of credit for that, but Daniel Jones also deserves credit. He's the one actually out there making the throws and stuff. They have something in Isaiah Hodgins. You're getting Wan'Dale Robinson back. I don't know when Sterling Shepard's exactly going to be back, but he'll be back. You have Darren Waller, who, when healthy, is one of the 5 best tight ends in football. The last time we've seen him, of course. It just feels low. Like, I'm not that high on the Giants. I think their ceiling is extremely low, but I mean, 7.5 wins.
Did they do anything to like improve their team from last year to this year? Because like Waller is an improvement, but like outside of that, they're just kind of betting on Paris Campbell, Waller, and their players to develop.
Well, but I think that's fair. I think they remind me a lot. They remind me a lot of 2021 Eagles, except they didn't get an AJ Brown. But even if the Eagles didn't get AJ Brown, they wouldn't be in the Super Bowl. But you were like, all right, let's see Jalen Hurts take steps. Let's see Devontae Smith take that top 10 receiver leap. Let's see Dallas Goedert take that elite tight end leap. And I think that's kind of where the Giants are. They don't have their AJ Brown. I mean, Darren Waller is really good, of course, but he's not no AJ Brown. However, Daniel Jones, second year in the system. You saw, not saying he is Josh Allen, but you saw the wonders that Dable could do for Allen. I think another year under that system could do wonders for him. So I am going to go over on this. I think they'll get 9 wins. Can't see them having a losing record. I think Dable brings great culture there. And they'll have Saquon, who is, that's not a bad thing by any means.
I think the Giants are on the same exact tier as the New Orleans Saints, except they have a better coach.
Yes.
And they have the same kind of roster capability.
That's not even a slant. Like the Saints are like, they're just looked bad because they're in the NFC South. They should win that division. I don't think
they should cakewalk that division.
Yeah, they should. We want to see something different, but they're probably going to. Sorry, go back to you.
No, like it just should. Are the Giants going to kind of be the dumpster fire and catch a lot of 4 losses from playing the Eagles Cowboys? Probably.
Man, yeah. They can't beat the Cowboys for nothing. Nothing.
So you have to go 10-3 outside of that.
Yeah. I mean, even if they sweep the Commanders, they'll be
8-3.
You could sweep the Commanders, you'll still probably get swept by the other 2 teams. I say they split the Eagles just because one of those games is week 18. And the Eagles ain't going to be playing nobody, but
they can still beat them week 18. But nonetheless,
Mariota time.
Nonetheless, let's say Dude, it could get hard to get 10 wins, but I still take the over. I think they can get 7.5 wins pretty
Yeah.
easily.
See what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to be this overly amazing team for you to take the over. So I'm going to go to Chris because I actually don't know Chris's feelings on Daniel Jones or the Giants at all. But we're about to hear him right now.
Yeah, well, I'm a Duke fan. Not Duke football fan, but I'm Duke basketball.
Yeah, Duke liking Duke football is diabolical.
That is
Actually,
insanity.
they
Actual
destroyed
crazy
Temple.
talk. It's actual crazy
Grayson Allen, stand up. Or is
I
that
will take this. I have went to a football game at Duke, and it is actually pretty fun. Pretty good atmosphere. But saying that to say, I don't know. I see them being anywhere from like 7 to 9 wins. So I think this line is like right around where I'd have it if I was trying to trick bettors, because I don't know. I think it's a pretty good line. Only because I don't know. Outside of Wan'Dale Robinson, I don't know if they have the playmakers that I think is going to win them enough games to get to maybe 10 wins. That's the only thing. And it could be me being more of a football casual than basketball casual, but I know Wan'Dale's going to make plays. So when Sterling Shepard gets back, he's going to make plays. Saquon is going to do he's going to do. But it's like outside of that, it's like I don't really know. So it's like I think 7 to 9 is a good choice. If I was to have to bet on this line, I'd probably take the over. Just because I think good coaching does win out, especially in football too. Like when you can put people in the correct positions and put them in the right places, good things usually happen, or at least you can be in it to compete. So I would take the over because 8 wins just isn't a lot. And like you said, you can still be under 500. So I would take the over, but I see them anywhere between like 7 and 9 wins. So yeah.
My hot take is that Isaiah Hodgins will be the Travis Fulgham that pans out, and he'll get 900 yards to 1,000 yards this year. That's my hot take on Isaiah Hodgins, because people as you were ramped, like they don't have the best playmakers in the world, but people be like, Daniel Jones has 0 weapons. He arguably has the most gifted running back ever as his running back. He has, Wan'Dale and Sterling Shepard got hurt, but if they're healthy this year, no excuses. Same thing with Darren Waller. And Isaiah Hodgins is a baller. I don't care. I remember Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. I got home from work. I fell asleep. I woke up to an Isaiah Hodgins masterclass against the Vikings. And I was just like, yo, who is this? That dude's balls. I don't care. He's nice.
But wait, you're forgetting about twin Darius Slayton.
Darius Slayton. Oh my God. Yo, he had a crazy catch in week 18 over Darius Slayton. I was like, it's over.
Yeah. No, that was Kenny G, bro.
That was Kenny Gallup. It's funny how those two should be the best 2 receivers on the team, and we're not even discussing them.
Now, Kenny Gallup got cut, I think.
Oh my God, dude, he was so good. Like,
I know that.
Wait,
what happened? What happened?
Wow.
It's crazy.
He might be unemployed. Hold up. He's a free agent. He's unemployed. He's unemployed.
Why do you have to say it like that? Oh my God. You don't know if he has a little side hustle or not.
He might be selling shoes out the back of his truck. You never know.
No. He on his Rich Paul selling jerseys out the back of his truck.
We're going to get that CDL. Go start driving trucks. Good Lord.
he be selling pics with for NFTs on the internet now.
Yo, nah. NFT's going for like $30 now. They a dime a dozen.
More than what he's making from the Giants.
Well, let's talk about a team that was recently purchased. The Washington Commanders.
By 76ers owner Josh Harris, who is running the team to the ground.
Yeah. Honestly, during our 2K ratings, we could talk a little bit about James Harden, but, whatever. Back to the Commanders. Me and Danny both agree, pretty disturbing line. I mean, I could see a world where their quarterback play doesn't work out and maybe they get under, but no. I like Sam Howell. He was my QB1 coming out of that mediocre draft class. And before that college season, I was like, him and Rattler are clearly a cut above the rest. That clearly didn't work out. But I think Sam Howell, you got Terry McLaurin, you got Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. That defensive line is a unit, like one of the best units in the NFL. I like their potential. It's kind of just all on Sam Howell. No one really knows. He looks sharp. Like he does look sharp through a preseason game and training camp. He does look sharp. It looks like he likes Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin a lot, which is good. So I think I'm gonna go over. Does it necessarily mean they're gonna go ahead and make the playoffs? Are they gonna go ahead and have a winning record? I wouldn't bet on it, but I mean, come on, 6.5. Come on. That's disrespectful in my opinion. This is a talented roster, capable of getting at least 7 wins, in my opinion. Danny, you have opinions on the Commanders, so I'll let you go ahead.
This division is the AL East of football. And there's no change in my mind on this. The AL East has 5 teams that are all over 500 right now. And I think the NL East can do the same exact thing, have 5 teams all go over 500. I think the Commanders are a lock to go over 6.5 wins. And I would kind of book it. You might book, I would book 8 wins. This team has one of the best defenses in the NFL, period. Their D-line is phenomenal. Their O-line, it's okay. But their linebackers have been great. Their corner play, they just drafted a baller. He makes really interceptions that can change the game. And their safety play has been really consistent across the last couple of years. And they're getting Chase Young, who barely played last year, back. One of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. And yes, I'm saying he's one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL when he had 10 sacks as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly has one of the highest ceilings, yeah.
This team could win a playoff game. I'm not saying they're beating the Eagles. But if there's a bad 2 seed, there's a unlucky. I think this team could beat. If they get like a 5 seed or 6 seed somehow and wind up playing a team that's not really that good, watch out, because they proved they almost beat Tom Brady one year with Taylor Heineke at quarterback.
Taylor Heineke's legend for that, and he's legend for beating the undefeated Eagles. He's just legend. Like he's like this era's like Fitzpatrick. Like, dude. But Chris, I'm gonna let you go ahead on the Commanders.
I like the Commanders too, honestly. I think it's really I like a lot of their players like separately. Like I like Chase Young a lot. I like McLaurin a lot. Like I like those 2 initially. I mean, just those 2. I honestly want them to do well. I think 6.5 is a little low because I think we have a good defense, especially in the NFL. You can win some games just because you can stop people. I mean, you don't have to. Your offenses have to put up 40 points. So Sam Howell can put up maybe 21 and still get a 21-17 win. We have a good defense. So I think that happens a good period of times, and they can end up getting 8 to 9 wins easily, in my opinion. And I don't think that's a crazy take, Danny, them win a playoff game. If they get a Vikings type first round matchup, like somebody like that, they can. I see a vision, Danny, for sure. So yeah, I think 6.5 is really low. I would go over it. And I think they can be really, really interesting, especially if Sam Howell just has a solid year. If he just doesn't turn the ball over crazy, they can really surprise people. So yeah, I think over 6.5 wins for sure.
Yeah. So we're all really on the same page about all of these. Really, like these are the Eagles. Their line is probably the best one here, but like single-digit wins for the Cowboys and losing records for the Giants and Commanders. No, I'm not feeling. I like Danny's take though. AL East is stacked. AL East is stacked. NFC East also stacked. But we're gonna transition into some 2K ratings / NBA headlines because James Harden called Daryl Morey a liar, and he will never play for an organization that he is a part of again. Let me say that again. He said Daryl Morey is a liar, and he will never play for an organization that has him again. In my opinion, look, Harden's been trying to move around the last couple of years, and you could blame that on him. But this particular situation, if somebody lied to me twice, yes, I would make it public. If someone lied to me about giving me a long-term deal, as I took a pay cut, and then said, if you opt into a contract, I'll trade you. And then that option is essentially your 1-year prove it deal to go get that long-term deal. And it said, no, I'm not trading you. Then I'd be mad. I'd be so mad. But I don't know if anybody else had some thoughts on that before we hop into some 2K ratings. But
Harden,
Mike's open. Yeah, Mike's open.
The thing about Harden, dude, he was speaking to the Guangdong Tigers in China when he was saying that. Like, bro was in China talking about Morey. Morey's not liked in China. They're probably happy. That's why they're cheering about it, because he said some stuff in China about China a couple years ago. So Harden is very specific. He's smart about what he's saying. He knows that he's going to get a lot of Oh yeah, Daryl Morey stinks. I think
'Cause
Daryl Morey
yup.
should get. I think the Sixers should move on from Morey, but Josh Harris is his best friend. Morey can go be the Commanders GM because he's not a basketball GM. Never worked.
Yeah, I don't know. And especially in basketball, I'm always on the player side because I feel like corporations in the NBA, I know they're teams, but corporations for real, like really what they are, they really treat you like that if they get a chance to. And I think what Tone said is the main deal. He lied to Harden twice, and it was kind of public. Like the handshake deal, backdoor deal to get him a bigger deal this past offseason because of him taking a pay cut, so they could sign former Rockets. Like, they didn't go sign other players. They literally signed PJ Tucker, Daniel House, and only person they missed was Eric Gordon. Like that was the only other person that they didn't get. So in my opinion,
He might get traded for Eric Gordon. You never know.
Oh yeah. Eric Gordon's going to end up on the Sixers somehow, some way. If Daryl Morey has anything to say about it, but yeah, I'm with James on that one. And like you said, Dan, I think it was he really did it because they hate Daryl Morey over there anyway. So it's just a good way for him to not really get much backlash because he's got to know the analysts are going to kill him anyway. In America, they're going to kill him for asking out all these times, being in Brooklyn, not doing nothing, whatever, so on, so. But I think the real big deal with this is Embiid. If this goes really, really sour, that could have an effect on Embiid. I'm not going to say he's going to ask out, but it would open up the door for him to like, hey, how are we going to get more talent here if you can't retain talent or if you can't prove that you can negotiate in good faith? Other free agents see that. They do. So free agents especially, they wouldn't necessarily want to sign there, and then it's going to be hard to get a person to agree to a trade if they have that, clause with them or a good relationship with their front office. So I think it's just more – its implications bigger than Harden. Like Harden's cool, and you need Harden if you want to make a real run if you're the Sixers right now. But I think it's bigger on what does it make Embiid feel?
Yeah,
My casual take walking away from this situation is that now makes 3 All-Stars that have left the Sixers after teaming up with Embiid. # just observing. Anyway, going on to 2K ratings. Honestly, we could just go. I don't know if y'all all seen the 2K ratings. I don't know if Danny
out of pocket.
Has seen them. I know Chris has seen them. He knows he thinks they out of pocket. I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I think might be the worst 2K rating I've ever seen. And Chris knows I don't like Jimmy Butler. Well, I don't hate Jimmy Butler, but like the conversations he gets put in makes me mad. But it's actually not the rating I'm talking about. Austin Reeves is an 86. He's an 86. Kristaps Porzingis is, I think, an 86.
Austin Reeves, that's.
He's an 86.
I thought it was a fake rating. I thought it was a fake.
Look, Austin Reeves is very, very good. But this is a 25-year-old who, yes, I think he averaged 14 during the regular season and then 19 during the playoffs on good efficiency. What if I told you 20-year-old Jason Tatum had that same run? And he didn't get to play with LeBron. He had to play against LeBron. And mind you, Tatum got bumped up to a unrightfully so 87. So I don't know. Maybe there's logic behind what 2K's doing, but it's just going to set up Austin Reeves so bad. First of all, this kid is 25. He's not a 19-year-old rookie. He's 25. There's not too much ceiling to his game, in my opinion. It's just an 86. Like, think about this. His rating is 2 points behind Jaylen Brown, but it is 6 points ahead of Derek White. He can be better than Derek White. He's closer to Derek White than Jaylen Brown. That's the point I'm trying to make. He's not closer to an all-star than a good role player. Like he's a good role player, but he's not an all-star. I don't know. That was just my worst 2K rating in my opinion. I'm cool with Reeves. Chris knows I like Austin Reeves, but yeah, Chris, what was the worst 2K rating or the best one? Both doesn't matter.
So I think he's an 81. I think the 86 was fake. I saw it too. I think he's an 81. I think he's an 81. But if he is an 86, that is one of the worst ratings because that's going to lead into what I think the worst rating is. And now, before I say this, I don't want it to sound like a Wemby hate.
Oh my god, damn! I must have got ball sacked. He's an 81.
Yeah. No. I got
ball
tricked
sacked
too before. I got tricked too, so I get it. But this is the problem. I like Wemby as a prospect, and I like what I saw in Summer League. And I even woke up to watch Mets 92 basketball at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm not a Wemby hater.
I've done that too. I've done it too.
I did. I watched. But I will tell you this: LeBron James did come to NBA as a 78. He did. I know times have changed. That is one thing. Wemby is at 84 right now. The problem I have with 84 is Paolo Banchero's at 84. Now,
Yeah.
Paolo did
Up and on Paolo.
27 and 3.5 as a rookie on a team that was over 500, if I'm not mistaken, for the second half of the season after All-Star break. Now, and Paolo's also playing on Team USA right now, well, FIBA, whatever you want to call it. He's on that team now, and it's for a reason, because he's one of the rising stars in the NBA. I think 84 is kind of crazy. Wemby being at 84, whatever. If he's at 84, I think Paolo's at 86, in my opinion. I just think they didn't reward players for doing well. And, well, they didn't reward Paolo for being Rookie of the Year and doing really, really well in the NBA. Like, we know what we think Wemby's going to be as a prospect, but as an NBA player, Paolo showed he can be a 20-point scorer. A lot of people still haven't gotten to that. We haven't even seen a full season of Michael Bridges doing 20 points a game. He's at 87, I want to say. And there's no hate to Michael, but it's just a simple fact. Michael's a role player at first. He's at 87. Paolo came in as he shared it with Franz, being like the focal point of the team. And he didn't really get a good boost. I think he ended last year as an 84. So I don't know. I think that was kind of bogus rating, I think. And also Tatum, Luka, and Jimmy all being the same rating is absolutely nonsense. Now, personally, whatever you want to pick, Luka or Tatum, I'm cool with you. I personally would say Luka 1. I don't even want to get to it, but like 1A or 1B, like right there. Jimmy's under both of them. And they all should be 95s. If anything, it should be somebody's 96, 95, then 92. Jimmy 92, Tatum and Luka, whichever one you want to do, 96, 95. But them being the same rating is absolutely incredible, because Jimmy's best stats you really can't measure. Like, it's only one category for intangibles. It's one category for hustle. There's no category for heart, leadership, Jimmy mind tomfoolery, like none of that works. So if you're going to tell me he's a 95 overall without those things, I don't believe you. Sorry, Danny, I had to get my soapbox right there.
Yeah, I agree.
My problem is putting Jimmy Butler over Kawhi Leonard. Because you can't tell me watching basketball that Jimmy Butler better than Kawhi Leonard.
You know, ball. Yeah, that's a great problem to have.
And another thing is, like, Zion and Ja were ranked the same, dude. They're both 92s. It's hard because Zion hasn't been on the game, like in the game, for so long. But Ja was putting like top 6 MVP numbers votes for up until February, until he started throwing guns up in the club.
Are you saying Ja should have a higher rating than Zion?
I think Ja should be the same rating as Shea.
Was that 93?
Yep, I think he should be.
Considering
a little bit higher.
2K usually doesn't. 2K usually doesn't factor in health. They've given Kawhi Leonard a 97 after tearing his ACL, I'm pretty sure. In my opinion, I think Zion should have at least a 93 or better, because I do think he's better than Shea, but that's just me. I'm too hypothetical with Zion. It's a little too touchy of a topic.
Also, Chris Paul should not be an 87. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Really?
Chris Paul.
I'm sick.
Chris Paul. He's at
87. He should be like 84 or 83 tops.
Nah, my King Derek White is better now.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at 85. I think 87 is a little high too. Only because he ended last year not so well, and that's my thing about 2K ratings. Like, I don't know, are they going off how you ended, how they think you're going to be next year? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is it? Because Paolo ended as an 84. It's blowing my mind, because I'm like, bro, he started as an 80. He ended as an 84 as a Rookie of the Year, and you go into the next game with the 84. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what 2K bases off of. Is it off of how they ended, or what is next year? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't get it.
I think Tatum finished the year as a 96. 96 and then starting as 95. It's whatever. It's apples oranges, but like, I don't know. But and that's the thing. Like,
Jordan Poole got worse with the new ratings. Like, he's like an 82 now. I'm like, I know he got sent to a worse team, but I mean, did he get worse?
And he didn't have a great playoff run, but he kind of helped the Warriors stay afloat when Steph was hurt. He took over the starting point guard role. He averaged 20.
That's all I'm saying.
So
that's all.
Enough of this 2K malarkey. So Danny has 5 quarterbacks, and me and Chris are going to blind rank them. Of course, without knowing what's coming next. So whenever Danny is ready, I'll write down me and Chris's blind rankings as we go.
Yeah, for the TikTok. Today, we're going to be blind ranking 5 quarterbacks from my list. Number
Yes.
1, Justin Fields.
I'm gonna throw Fields at 3. I think that's comfy.
Yeah, and
That's
so
real
like
comfy for
3
me.
is towards the back. That's like the middle, right? And then 5 and 4 is like
Yep.
the worst of them. Okay.
Yes.
I do like Justin Fields. 4, because I don't know what
gonna
Danny got up his sleeve. He's a tricky guy. I'm going 4.
Keeping it in the division, we'll go with Jared Goff.
Damn it.
I think by default on my list, I'm gonna have to go 2, but I think that's what Danny wants me to do. So I already messed my list up, so I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go Goff at 4.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go Goff at 3 because you say you think Danny wants to do it, so I'm gonna see and take the bait.
I don't know.
What it
We'll
goes.
see. We'll see.
If
Maybe I'm the
you
one.
guys can
Maybe I'm
figure
really
out.
taking the bait.
Let's see if you guys can figure out what I'm doing here. Number 3 is Kenny Pickett.
Oh, it's so much mid. Oh God. I'm gonna have to go 5. This could get bad. Oh God. I'm gonna have like Sam Howell at my 1 or something. He's gonna throw something crazy.
You know what? Kenny Pickett's at 2.
Okay. Kenny
All
Pickett
right.
at 2.
Keeping it in the mid tier, Mac Jones.
Oh my God. I have to put him at 2. Oh man, this is horrible. This is
5.
horrible.
Mac Jones is 5 for me. He's my least favorite quarterback in the NFL.
Chris's list seems a little more reasonable than mine.
Yeah, 5.
All right.
God.
What spot do you have available? What spot do you have available, Chris?
These will both be our 1.
He might be a good one. Derek Carr.
All right. You know what?
Hey, these lists are garbage. I'm fine with leaving the open
don't
spot
ball.
for a guy who's made the playoffs. Hey, I'll live with it.
Ain't no what's
I
crazy.
can live with it.
If I had to do this list over, I would probably put Justin Fields 1, just out of just like Justin Fields the most.
To be honest, I'm putting Justin Fields 1 on this list. Then it's Carr. Then it's probably Pickett. Then it's Goff. Then Mac Jones.
Yeah, Jones is the worst. Jones is the worst. He is the worst quarterback.
Jones is, in my opinion, the worst. So now we are going to guess the NBA player. These two have 20 questions, 10 apiece, to figure it out. I have my player. So whoever wants to ask the first question, it don't matter. It's on y'all.
I'll start it off. Do they currently play in the NBA?
They do not.
Has this player retired in the last 5 years?
No, he retired, unfortunately, a while ago.
Oh, unfortunately, that's a clue. Write it down.
Yes, yeah, that's a clue. Yeah.
Did this player play in the 1990s?
No, he did not.
Did this player play in the 2000s, 2000 to 2010?
Yes, he did.
Is this player an Eastern Conference player for the majority of his career?
No.
Did this player play on the Celtics?
No,
No.
We
said if he's Eastern Conference player.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, majority. He could have played for the Celtics for a year, but no, he never suited up for those Celtics.
Okay.
Y'all are at 6 questions, so Danny's question is up next.
Let me think.
Come on, man.
Did they play in the Pacific?
No, they did not play in the Pacific.
Okay.
So no Lakers, no Warriors, Clippers.
No,
Suns.
no Lakers, Kings, Warriors, Clippers, Suns.
Is this player a guard?
He would be a guard.
Okay.
Did this player play for the Dallas Mavericks?
He did not play for the Dallas Mavericks.
I was going for a home run there. Damn.
Damn. Okay. He said 2010. Was this player still playing in 2008?
He was playing in 2008.
Okay.
Did he play in the Northwest Division?
Northwest is
Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder, Jazz, Trailblazers?
Yes, he did play in the Northwest.
Is this player 6'5" and under?
He is. Oh, he's over 6'5", so no, he is not 6'5" or under.
Over 6'5" and a guard still, and he played for one of what's those teams you just named, Danny? My bad.
Nuggets, Wolves, Thunder. Wait, would the Thunder count as Supersonics back then?
Well, yeah, but spoiler, it's not a Thunder or Sonic player.
Okay. Did he play for the Trailblazers?
He did play for the Blazers.
Is a guard over 6'5", played for the Trailblazers, 2010. Is this player Rudy Fernandez?
It is not Rudy Fernandez.
Damn. I thought I had it. I thought I did. My bad. I thought I was on one. God.
Dalvin Cook is a Jet. I'm sorry.
Well,
I knew that was
breaking
coming.
news in the middle of our segment. Nice.
Damn, I knew it.
Y'all are at 14 questions, by the way.
You said he's over 6'5"?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
He said
That's talking basketball reference, too.
He's a guard, too.
Yep.
Did this player ever play with LeBron?
No, he did not. No. That doesn't cut down your options a lot either.
I'm just I know.
I know. You were thinking of Cavs legend Rodney Hood. I know. It's okay. Bucket. He's a bucket. He was a bucket. Rodney Hood was one of them.
I know. Duke alum. Mississippi State alum as well, but Duke alum too. What am I about to say? Damn, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm stuck. He said 2000s to 2010, over 6'5", guard.
Yep.
Played for the Blazers. Is this player Allen Crabbe?
It is not Allen Crabbe. We're at 16 questions. We have 4 left. I honestly feel like this is a pretty popular player, in my opinion. I feel like I gave it away early too, but
I must have missed it.
I don't know the Blazers roster that well.
Especially them old Blazers.
2005, 2010. I'm trying to think. How tall is Jamal Crawford?
It ain't Jamal Crawford. I'm gonna save you the time. I'm gonna save you the
How
question.
tall is he? I think he's 6'5". I'm stumped, dude.
So you said he's under 6'5"?
Over.
No, he's over 6'5".
In a guard.
Damn.
Got 4 questions left. I think y'all can do it. I think you can.
Was he an all-star ever?
Oh yeah. He was an all-star. 3-time all-star.
3-time all-star, 6'5", 2010. A taller guard.
I got to guess.
Hey, you got to guess. It's going to be a question. That would mean Chris will essentially get the last 2.
Well, no. Chris is going to take this one, and then I got to guess.
Okay.
You go ahead, Dan. Use your guess. We're teammates here. Use your guess.
Nah, go first. I need to use your guess to use your question to see if I can narrow in.
All right.
He's an all-star. He's an all-star. He played for the Blazers.
At a point over 6'5".
It's not too many of those. So
wait, ask a question if he ever played for someone else.
that ain't. I'm gonna save you the time. That ain't gonna help you.
Oh, he played for the Blazers his whole career.
But he played 5 games for another team, but it was nothing really.
Damn. It's a guard.
Damn it, Chris! You should have got this already, man.
Chris, think of the best player on the Blazers. Like, my guess is I'm thinking of the best player on the Blazers growing up. Like, he was their Damian Lillard is the player I'm thinking about.
I was going to say it's so many people I was going to say, but I don't think they count, especially as guards. That's my problem. Guards.
I'm thinking of a 2K My Team legend. People always use this guy. That's the only reason I know him.
Damn.
Tony gave a little smile. I think I'm right.
No, I have no clue who you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll use my guess. Did I already guess?
No. You would be the question 19.
Is this player Brandon Roy?
It is Brandon Roy, man. Why did it
Bro.
take you so long?
But for some reason, this is why. This is why it took me so long. I kept forgetting how tall Brandon Roy was, and for some reason, I thought he was 6'4". Like that's why I was taking him out of my head. I'm like, it can't be Brandon Roy because I thought he was 6'4", but he's 6'5", isn't he? On the head.
He's 6'6".
What
6'6" shooting
for
guard.
For some reason, I thought he was 6'4". That's why I never said him. I'm like, I know it's not Drexler. That's too old. I know it's not Terry Porter. He's too short. In my head, I was gonna say Brandon Roy 1,000 times. I was gonna say it first. I was gonna say 1,000 times. I'm like, I think he's only 6'4".
You should have got it the moment I said retired early, unfortunately.
I didn't even hear that. I missed that.
Because
I would have caught.
You're the one that you said that was a hint. You said that was a hint. You gotta write that down.
Damn it, you right. But right. And I was thinking, I was like, damn, it's Brandon Roy, but I thought he was 6'4". I was gonna say that, but I thought he was 6'4".
I mean, it could have also been Greg Oden, and then we got to All-Star, and he's a guard and whatnot. But without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe. Head on over to the audio platforms, pre-download the episode, leave a like, leave a 5-star rating. If you're on the audio platforms, go on to the YouTube, like, subscribe. Come on, Danny. Danny, can you take us out of here?
From Tone, AP New Freezer, from Culture 2 by Amigos and DC Comics. It's been a great episode. Young LA right here, Young LA on the shirt. We are going to be sponsored soon as a podcast. Don't trip. We got this. Have a great week. Tune in, and as Costco sells, have a great summit morning.
Yes, have a great summer morning. We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in.
See y'all.